just skip the home inspection. I know, that probably sounds like terrible advice. But what if I told you there may be something better than a traditional home inspection? Because here's the problem with the way home inspections usually work. A buyer hires a home inspector, the inspector finds a whole list of issues, then everybody panics. The buyer wants everything fixed, the seller thinks the request is over the top, and agents are calling contractors, trying to get them to come out and give us quotes so we can figure out what all these repairs are gonna cost. But what if, instead of a traditional inspection report that leaves everyone guessing, you had licensed general contractors evaluate the home? People who can not only tell you what's wrong, but explain why something is wrong, what it actually means, quote the repair, and do the work for the quoted price. And what if that same evaluation could also give buyers quotes for the things they want to change after closing, like paint or flooring or fixtures or a full kitchen update or an even bigger renovation? That changes the whole conversation. So today I'm sitting down with the founder of HomeCloud, a tech-enabled company that provides GC-led home evaluations. We're going to talk about a whole new way to think about inspections, repairs, and the messy negotiation process that happens after inspections. Because inspections are not going away, but the chaos that comes after them, that just might be fixable. Here we go. All right, I am here with George Kirkland, the owner of HomeCloud, and today we are going to get into some questions that are going to change your life. And I have a list of questions because I want to make sure I'm asking him exactly what I want you guys to know about this company. So I am going to do a little bit of reading. So are you ready?
I'm good. I got a list of answers.
All right. First question. After a buyer goes under contract, the next step is the dreaded home inspection. Why do you think home inspections are so frustrating for everyone involved, for buyers, sellers, and agents?
Yeah, ultimately, I think what people don't realize is home inspections are very high level, and what they do is actually flag problems. And so they tell you, hey, I think there might be a problem with your plumbing, call a plumber.
Yeah.
I think you might have an issue with your HVAC, call an HVAC provider. And so you pay someone to come out to the home, and ultimately you're provided with a list of potential problems.
With no solutions.
With no solution.
Yes.
And it doesn't help move the deal forward and doesn't give you any confidence. It sometimes leaves you more confused and with more questions than answers.
Yes. So my next question was, in your opinion, what's missing in today's process that makes home inspections and repair negotiations so difficult on both sides? I think you were just touching on it, right? We get a list of problems and no answers.
Yeah, I think ultimately it's like, well, what now? Tell me, what does this really mean? So ultimately what the homeowner wants to know is, okay, based on what's being flagged here, how big of an issue is this? What's it going to cost to fix it? And do you have somebody that can help me fix it? And so that's what's going to help that person move forward and going to give them the confidence to move forward with buying the home.
Yes, and as an agent, and I know all you agents out there can relate, we get this list of problems, then we have to go find people who can help us get the solutions, who aren't really motivated to help us because we've used them in the past to get quotes and then never followed through by using them to make the repairs, right? So we can fracture relationships that way too. So George, tell me, how does HomeCloud alleviate the stress buyers and sellers feel throughout this whole inspection process?
So we're unique. We're actually the first general contractors to provide what we call it a home evaluation. It's a GC-led home evaluation process where we actually go into the home, we evaluate everything in detail, actually usually in more detail. And what we do is we actually figure out what the problem is. So we don't say, hey, there's water in the crawl space. We find out where's the water coming from. We diagnose the issue. And when we deliver our report, we price out each one of the issues. And we put them in order of most important to least important. And we filter them by cosmetic, functionality, defect. And even when we deliver the report, we put it in context. Is this a lot of repairs for this age home? Is this a little bit? We really work to educate the homeowner.
Yeah, and that's why I am truly such a big fan of HomeCloud and your home evaluations, not inspections, is because not only do you tell us the cause of the problem, you give us a quote to repair it, but you also communicate directly with our clients. So once the evaluation is over, instead of just standing there and going, oh, here's all the problems, we actually schedule a Zoom call. You're on the call, I'm on the call, the buyer is on the call, and you go over everything in more detail than I possibly could, because I don't fully understand everything that's in a home inspection report. Frankly, I'm not sure every home inspector understands everything they're calling out in a home inspection report. So when my buyer can sit there and hear directly from you, this is why we called it out, this is why it's an issue, this is how big or small of an issue it is, and this is what it costs, that is a game changer.
Yeah, I mean, I just add to that, I think that, you know, there's a real liability issue here when you have a confusing report that says, hey, there's a crack, or hey, there's water in your crawl space, because ultimately the homeowner is going to come to the agent and say, is this a problem? And the agent should not answer that question.
When I don't want to.
Send them to us. We want to answer that question. We're happy to answer that question. And we're happy to tell them what it's going to cost to do it. And then if they want to move forward with that project, we'll do it for that price. And the price that is in the report, that's what's really nice, is the prices don't change.
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up, because there's a lot of third-party report quoters. I don't know what their official name is, but you can send them your home inspection report and then they'll quote repairs. Those are often inflated because they've never seen the property, or they can't quote it because they haven't seen the property, which was the whole reason that you were sending them the report to quote, so that you didn't have to have someone come out, right?
Yeah.
And then their prices are inflated to cover their own butts, right? So it's not a real quote, versus you guys quote it and you'll come out and do the repairs, which, let's get into the benefits for sellers a little bit. And then I'm going to share a story, a personal story about how these guys saved the deal for me. The benefits for sellers. On the sell side, I get a home inspection from the buyers with a repair request. How can HomeCloud help me?
Yeah, so what's really nice about this is, you know, you can benefit from or sometimes the vagueness of a report, an inspection report, can be a challenge when you're on the listing side, because what happens is that buy-side agent is going to take this super vague, scary report, send it to you and say, I want $50,000 in repairs. And what's nice is you can send it to us. We will look at that report and we will quote it out from the perspective of a licensed general contractor, and maybe it's only $13,000. And so you can take that back and say, hey, my local licensed general contractor is ready to do this work for $13,000, and they can either come down on their ask, or you can actually tell them that HomeCloud will come out and do the work. And we're often hired to come out and do the work. We can be out there within 2 days and get the work done in a week and make sure the deal closes on time.
And this is how you guys saved me. So I was on the sell side. Oops, don't hit the microphone, Heather. I was on the sell side and I got an inspection report from the buy side. There were some structural issues in the crawl space. I wanted to get quotes for it. I uploaded it to my dashboard for you guys. You gave me a quote. We ended up offering that amount of money. It was pretty significant. It was like a $7,000 repair. We offered that amount of money to the buyers. The buyers then reached out to you directly to ask about the repair and to make sure that you would go do the repair. The HomeCloud person, I don't know what, evaluator, GC?
Yeah, GC.
Walked the buyer through exactly what they were going to do with the repair, guaranteed them that that was the price, and because of that, this buyer decided to move forward. And the buyer's agent even called me and said, HomeCloud saved this deal for you. So, I mean, I'm just a believer. I know George was like, I don't want to sound like we're pitching the company. I'm like, it's not that. It's that I am passionate about this. Solves so many problems for every side of the transaction.
And we love getting those calls from agents, like hearing about those success stories. We're in Charlotte now, and I got a call from an agent the other day, and they were on the buy side, and the listing agent actually decided to hire us to do some repairs. It was an FHA loan that had all these really strict requirements, and we got it done and got the deal closed. And we love hearing that we can help save a deal or push things forward, and we want you to bring us those challenging things and let us take care of it for you.
Yeah, there's no one in the middle. Like, I'm working with you and you're working with me, or the other side. Another interesting piece here is that buyers don't just use this technology because you have a whole dashboard. It's different than any other inspector because it's an evaluation. Mm-hmm. See how I did that? Mm-hmm. Anyway, they get this dashboard during the transaction, but they actually keep their dashboard long term. So let's talk a little bit about how that works for them once they're actually owning the home and living in it.
Yeah, I think for us, we've always viewed an inspection as a point in time solution. And me I started the company because I bought a house and I started to see some of the challenges of home ownership. And so for us, we look at an evaluation report as something that should continue to be used over time to manage the property. So when we come into the property, we collect all this information that we think you're going to need as a homeowner to manage the property. So we pull down all the warranty information for your HVAC systems. We collect all this information on your appliances, like what filter sizes you have for your water filter and your, it goes on and on and on. And what we actually create is a maintenance plan for your home. And so in this portal, after you move in, you're going to get push notifications, reminders to change your filter. If one of your appliances gets recalled, you're going to get a push notification, and it's going to give you next steps. If at any point you want to get repairs done, you can go in and request a project, and we can quote that without coming back to the property. So we want to be your forever resource, and the portal is where you can continue to engage with us. And really, you can track your maintenance, and when you go to sell the home, it's got a list of all the projects that you've completed, and it's a great record that you can pass on to the next homeowner.
And I love that you said that, because you're actually creating a relationship with our clients too. So most home inspectors are creating a relationship with me, but you're actually also creating a relationship with the client that is ongoing. And so over time, it just kind of keeps us all in the loop, and it's just so helpful. One of the things that you guys do is provide links for how many of us lose our manuals for how to use whatever appliance. Yeah. You've got a link for that. You've got a link to purchase additional parts if they're needed. So it's just really a compilation of super helpful information on your home.
We talk about it as a home manual. We want to deliver you this home manual. It's always available. It's online. You can share it with all your family members. And so it's just a great resource. It's not something that's going to be stuffed in a drawer and lost forever.
It's like a hub. It's a hub for all the stuff that you do in your house. And speaking of, can home buyers get quotes for the renovations as part of the inspection process? So I'm thinking of people who purchase a home thinking it's a fixer-upper, and they know they want to do like floors and paint and maybe remodel a kitchen, maybe even before they move in. So do you guys provide quotes for that?
Yeah, absolutely. And so when you schedule it, if you're thinking about doing work, you can just put it in the scheduling link and say, hey, we want the floors replaced, the carpet refreshed, we want a full repaint. And what's nice about that is we'll quote that, and that quote gets delivered to you as part of our home evaluation. And so you'll see we call it an improvement item instead of a repair item. But what's nice about that is ultimately, you don't want to have to call another vendor to come in and do that. And you want the quote quickly, because the minute you close, you want to get that work done so that you can move in. You don't want to own two properties at the same time. And so it's super convenient. And we always tell people, if you want to do work like remove your pop-up ceilings, the best time to do it is when you buy the home, because it's going to be the least expensive time to do those repairs.
Before you move all your stuff in.
Of course. And, sometimes we have realtors who will call us and they'll say, my homeowner's thinking about buying this house and they want to redo the kitchen. Can I send you a picture of it, and will you send me a quote? And we'll send them over a quote, and that'll give their client the confidence to make an aggressive offer on the home, knowing what those costs are going to be ahead of time.
Yeah, that eliminates a lot of uncertainty for sure. And shoot, there was something I was going to say. Oh, also, when you're wanting to make a lot of changes in your home, you're getting floor quotes, you're getting paint quotes, you're getting all these different quotes versus just being able to talk to you and get a very competitive quote, same thing that I would get with my own painter, without having to call around to a bunch of different contractors. So that's super helpful as well.
Yeah, we always tell people you get a better price when you do everything with one vendor at the end of the day. And that coordination is important. Often after you do the floors, you have to come back and do paint touch-ups. And so we just send the crew back, and it's not you having to call different vendors.
Yeah, because you guys also do a full floor plan, so you can quote different things based on the floor plan. You might have already said that. Sorry if I was a little redundant. All right, before we wrap it up, I want to do some rapid fire. I want to hit on some of the other awesome points without boring people, but there's some other awesome benefits about HomeCloud. First of all, how do inspections get scheduled, and what kind of ancillary inspections do you offer, like radon testing, termite testing, stuff like that?
Scheduling super easy. You just go to gethomecloud.com. If you're an agent, agents have portals. You can schedule it from within your portal, and you'll go, click the calendar, and it'll provide you with times to schedule. We always try to be available within 2 days. If you don't see one of those times, it's because we're super busy. Just call us, and we'll fit you in. We'll fit you in on the weekend. We'll fit you in at night. We know you have tight timelines. And when you schedule it, there's a place where you can pick add-on services, radon, termite, septic. You'd be surprised the kind of add-on services that people
I have a story about this. For the first time, been in this business 20 years, first time someone asked me, they wanted just a grading inspection, like how the landscape was graded for this new construction home, because they had heard that this particular builder didn't do proper grading, right? So I call HomeCloud, and they're so customer service oriented. First of all, they weren't like, "Are you freaking crazy?" They were like, "We're going to find somebody for you," and they did. It went really well. My clients were so happy about it, and I didn't have to spend half my day trying to chase down a landscape person, or a landscape architect, or I wasn't even exactly sure who, to come out and do the evaluation. So that was really helpful. So it's a one-stop shop. Second, I think we touched a little bit on this, but how does HomeCloud evaluation compare to a home inspection cost-wise?
So the nice thing is we have a price match guarantee. So we don't want to be more expensive. If you find a better price, bring it to us and we'll match it. We also give a 10% discount to educators and first responders, doctors.
I didn't know that.
Honestly, if you do anything like that, we'll give you a discount. And it starts, so our evaluation starts at $399 and goes up based on the cost or the size of the home. And so that's kind of how it's looked at in this industry. We don't do any of the things like it's extra if your house is old, or it's extra if your house has a crawl space. There are some of those pricing structures that are super confusing and hard to understand, and you have to be a math expert to understand the final cost. For us, just based on the size of the home.
Okay, perfect. And can you explain the 90-day service guarantee that also comes with your inspections?
Yeah, so I think this is super, super unique. We're the only ones in the industry that do this. So we have a service guarantee where if we miss anything during the evaluation, we will come and fix it for you. And so what that means, it's not a home warranty. If something was working great while we were there and then it broke, that happens, of course. But if, for example, when we were in the house, there was a broken window and it's clearly broken, you move in, you notice it, you call us, we'll come out and take care of it for you. And we can, because we're general contractors. And so we get calls like this, and what we tell people, often there are things that would not be covered under our warranty. Like, for example, we had this homeowner call us the other day, and they said, my toilet paper holder is loose. Can someone come and fix it? And for us, ultimately, we want to build a relationship with the homeowner, and we want to make the agent look like a rock star. And so we came right out and fixed it. And often when we're out there, they say, well, hey, I've got this other project I want to take care of. And so, we really, I think when you have an inspector, they deliver the report. They've got no incentive to stay around and help. For us, we're building a relationship with the client. Call us if you need anything. I had a homeowner call me Easter Sunday, 8:30 at night, and I picked up the phone. They had just moved into the house. The air conditioning wasn't working. And I had them walk me through on video chat up into their attic, and we fixed the float switch, which was broken, got their air conditioning working. We want to help homeowners, and that's part of the reason we have that guarantee is we want them to call us when they move in and they have a problem. We don't want them to bother you, and we want you to know that it's going to get taken care of.
Yeah, and building trust is one of the most important things. Speaking of that, when I first met you guys, that was one of my concerns. Well, you're GCs, are you just going out there to try and get a bunch of work as general contractors? But over time, you have definitely won my trust, and that has not been the case at all. One last thing, George, how do people find you?
So I wish it was homecloud.com, but that was too expensive. So it is gethomecloud.com, GET, homecloud.com. And we're not on social. I've been told that we need to get on social.
You are now.
So maybe we'll have social in the future. But yeah, Get HomeCloud. If you want to email us, support@gethomecloud.com. We're super responsive, always available.
Yeah, let them know you met them here on our little YouTube channel here. And,
discount. You'll get a discount if you come through here.
There you go.
20%.
20%.
You heard it here.
All right, awesome. Well, George, I appreciate you taking the time to come out and talk about this stuff. It's really been a game changer in my business and a much needed space to be filled. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for tuning in today. I hope you found this information helpful. If you have any questions about HomeCloud, you got the information on how to reach out to them. If you have any questions for me or you want to talk more about this, book a free consultation on my website, and I would be happy to chat with you. Thanks for watching. I will catch you next week. Bye.